there was a massive settlement that rocked our industry. Did you hear about it?
I did not. No, this seems like a hook right here.
Zeke, I'm gonna say this is an opportunity for all of us, but it's some real BS. So there's this massive landmark settlement that happened in our industry as a result of some really crazy litigation that's been happening between our National Association of Realtors, which coincidentally is the largest trade group in the country.
I could believe it.
Yep. We have 1.5 million members of the NAR. At the peak in 2022, I think it was like 1.67 million. What had happened was there's this giant lawsuit that came forward from like a class action lawsuit from, I won't get into the specifics, but basically there was a lawsuit stating that there were illegal things happening, that realtors were conspiring against the public. So because of that, the NAR had to settle. And with that, they had to bring down a bunch of new requirements that are stating how real estate agents can take on new clients, specifically buyers, and the way that commission is disclosed in that.
Okay.
And so if you didn't know, I would say 60 to 70% of real estate agents, maybe even more, are very buyer heavy. What all this comes down to, landmark settlement, massive changes to the way that we present our value to the public.
Okay.
Massive changes to how we get a committed client. Okay. It used to be that you could straight up get a call from your friend who said, "Hey, I'm really looking to buy a house. And in fact, I saw this one pop up online. Let's go take a look at it." If you are there to facilitate that showing, you can get paid for that. That's how it used to be. You're getting paid from the proceeds from the seller.
Yeah.
It's going to change a little bit to where you have to have an employment agreement in place from the buyer who states that no matter what, whether it's coming from the seller or whoever, I'm going to make sure you get paid and it might come out of my funds. That was how it should have been already. And some states already required it because that is a level of transparency that matters.
Yeah.
Right. And so here's my question for you.
Okay.
You're not a real estate agent. You're just listening to the story and you're like, dang, this is like complicated.
Yeah.
You come to me and you say, "Steph, there's this house on the market. I've got to see it. I want to go check it out." Are you going to come to me and expect me to like give you an employment agreement? And are you going to be like, "Okay, Steph, I know that whatever you do is going to be amazing. I know you're going to fight for my best interests. I know that you're going to really take care of me during this transaction. I know you're not going to rip me off. I'm going to sign this employment agreement because you spelled out what the commission structure is. And I trust that you're going to make sure that this is going to get paid either by the seller, or I am willing to pay this much and I will sign here." Okay. Would you be willing to sign that with me? If the circumstances were right?
I mean,
knowing who I am.
Knowing who you are, it depends on like if I worked with you in the past and like I knew you, then we'll be like, well, sure, I wouldn't care. But like if it's somebody that like I never
if it's some
before,
some
random, and I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that.
No.
YouTube does that for you. I'm just gonna put that out there. YouTube long form content does that for you.
There you go.
So my clients, this is why I'm so passionate about this. My clients come in from like Instagram.
Okay.
Most of the time, I don't meet my clients face to face until our very first showing, but we've been talking for a year up until that point. And they have signed a buyer broker agreement with me.
Okay.
So they know what I'm going to get paid, whether it's coming from them or the seller or whatever, right? Typically it's coming from the seller, from the proceeds. So at that point, they are committed. They've never met me before, but they have known me and known of me for years at this point because they have followed along with my content and they have like gone all in with this. What the more seasoned agents are going to start recognizing here is I can't just have people fall into a buyer agency with me anymore. It is no longer enough to represent buyers based on convenience. Buyers are going to choose real estate agents based off of their personal brand and the service they are going to be providing. And I argue that in 2024 and beyond, you will not be able to accomplish that sense of know, like, and trust with the public without long form content. It is not enough to show the fun little boppy like reels and TikToks where it's like B-roll and like little text over the screen. I love that content. I don't think that's going to be enough. You have to have the ability to showcase who you are so that when it comes down to the brass tacks, your clients are willing to be represented by you on paper because that is now going to be required where it hasn't been in the past. necessarily.
I think that this affects the people that you mentioned, the people that are just going for the clicks and the views.
Absolutely.
But does it affect the cold calling side as well?
Absolutely.
So
you get a cold call and I say, hey, Zeke, I see you own this house. And I don't know if you knew, but now is a great time to sell. I wanted to see if you had any interest in selling. Yeah. Yeah. But if you come to me and you say, hey, Steph, I'm thinking about selling. I don't know when. I'm really not in any rush, but I want to pick your brain about the market. You're going to be open to whatever guidance I give you because you and I have that know, like, and trust factor.
If that's all going to get affected and all these people that are just doing deals that way, then that's going to change altogether. You're going to have a brand. So,
I could not agree more. I think that's the big thing.
Like cold calling, it probably could still work, but you're going to have to back it up. Like, go hit me up on like IG right after this and check out what I'm talking about.
Or I'm going to send you a playlist on YouTube of some of my best videos that you're going to find really helpful. And your personality and your passion, you have to have a library.